What is up, everybody? We are in Shining Beyond on this cold, almost winter-looking day in Michigan. But that's alright. I wanted to check in with you guys on this because look how awesome this is. Look how many characters I have in this game. I went back and did some math, and I spent $22 just to support this title. I bought a $15 bundle for the featured character that I really wanted to run. Here she is. I dig it. I dig the skin. She looks pretty good. I also just wanted to see how skins actually are applied in this game. They do change your character. All in all, it's nice, right? It works like you would expect a skin to work. But, of course, I have to test all this stuff out. So this is the one I went with because, you know, I knew I actually wanted to run this character. Yeah, it's just here's the other featured character right here, Nico. I just got him, just started running him. He is a chef. Now that's just kind of like his character design. Now, of course, they have different jobs, and he can become, where is it? There's a lot here. Ninja, Stalker, a Grand Ranger, an Arcane Buster. That looks pretty cool. He's doing a lot of damage and some good support there. So I just got this character, but apparently he has like an AoE healing area, and he poisons the enemy. So heals you, poisons them, and he increases everybody's attack. So he's like a healer, buffer. All in all, so far he's pretty cool. He's got a decent rating in here. So I'm actually gonna run him around and see how well he does. He has rebirth as well, so he gets to like come back to life, I believe. So or I don't know if he can cast that on somebody else. Again, I just got this guy, so but it is nice to have so many characters. Like, here's our new gacha game. Here's almost all of the characters. Like, what am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am missing 6 of the SSR characters. That is pretty awesome. Right? They're giving me all of their heroes, and I'm sure this wasn't an isolated incident because of just the sheer amount of SSR tickets that I got. That's just great. Here, throw this ticket. You're guaranteed to get an SSR. I've actually got more SSRs than this because I did get a dupe or two. Obviously, when you have this many, so this is a really good starting point for a gacha to actually be giving out their SSR characters. They want people to have their characters so that they can play them. It seems like they finally cracked the code. They finally did it. They're starting to realize that if you give players characters, they will play those characters in your game. My goodness, it's taken us so long to get here. There's no reason why an SSR character should be $500. I'm sorry, but them days are gone. I hope them days are gone soon. The point is, this is a great step in the right direction because this is going to encourage more games to come out and you know, be a little more loose with the characters. I mean, for real. So this is great, and of course all these characters, you know, they have weapons to work on, job trees to level up, obviously, gear, skins, just all sorts of cool stuff. They've done a really good job in this game so far. Overall, very happy with it. Even a lot of these like SR characters are really, really great characters. They're fun to look at. Cool designs, sprites, A1. I like the art in this game. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's just great, and the fact that they have like this little girl with an eye patch that carries a coffin around and beats people with it. I can't recall off the top of my head where I've seen a similar character design to this, but it was in like some old school gacha game I played a long time ago. I know that, and I just dig it. I think this is cool. I think she's a very misunderstood character. What's interesting is her ratings have actually been going up and down. Like, she was at a 4.6, I believe, yesterday or the day before. Since then, she's went up in ratings a little bit. So since I have pretty much the majority of the characters in this game, I'm going to take another few days to actually, run them around, get a better idea of how everybody works in comparison to each other. And then I'll start probably doing like some quick character guides for this game, because there are so many characters. And there's a few things to look for. For instance, all of these characters can have the same skills, but the skills can be scaling off of a different stat. Yes, I said it. There's a girl that has Chain Lightning. I believe her name's Ultima, something like that. She's a tank, and she has Chain Lightning 3. And it works just the same as Chain Lightning, except for hers, it says it scales off of her defense. So she's going to do, 200% of her defense as damage to enemies, which is really cool because she's a tank, and she's like, for her to scale off a defense with an offensive ability like that is just really, really good. She's also like the highest ranked character in the game. That's why I was looking at it. But my character that has Chain Lightning, it scales off of her attack. So these skills can scale off of different things. That's kind of important. And I dig this whole mastery system that they have. I think it's just really cool. Like, this girl's going to be really strong against undead, and she's going to be good in tower. So these whole fortitude things, these skill sets that give you a skill, defense, block chance, block amount, break limit, and all these stats, I think these are pretty cool too. They really kind of shape the character. And I do believe once you get a different job, I think you can switch those up a little bit. So we'll have to see. I haven't actually been able to switch jobs yet, but this all looks pretty damn interesting to me. Like, to give your characters each a skill tree like this, where, I mean, it looks like it really changes, what the character does. I'm going to have to see how this all works out. And then there's also an awakening tab that we can't even get into yet. Right? Of course, we have gear. We have tons of gear to do. I haven't even got to, like, rune stuff yet. But there's obviously rune stones and things you can add to your gear on top of that. And there's fashion. Of course, you have different costumes. She's wearing one right now. So there's just a ton to do here. There's a lot of stuff to go through. You're combining gear to, tier it up and then level it some more. Just really, really good dungeon crawling system, like, built into this game with gear. And so far the gear hasn't been too hard to get either. You can get some of it from the store. They will just let you pick the gear that you want for the character. If we look at Shizu here, my little Girl Scout that I actually wanted to invest into a little bit, I do have her 6-star, 6-tier unique weapon. So obviously I don't have this thing equipped yet because I don't have it leveled up, so it's only 172 attack, right? And her lower tier sword is like 384 attack because I did invest into it. I combined a bunch of copies into it here in the grade. I even tiered it up a few times, so this thing is tier 2, so I tiered it up once at least. So that is how I got this lower tier weapon to 384 attack. Obviously, when I start working at this weapon, which, starts at 172 attack and just has a lot more bonus stats that it can give, obviously this is going to be much more powerful, but it's going to take me time to work on that. So for now, I left her original sword on her. But this is the character that I'm actually trying to do a bunch of stuff with. Here's what she actually looks like. I actually dig her normal skin more. But again, I got this skin just to kind of see how skins are actually applied and how well they work. But man, she looks cool. Just the general design of this character, she looks cool. I dig her. I think she has the highest attack on my account right now, 1236. Woo! So all in all, pretty awesome character. I'm having a lot of fun with her. Shizu is 100% worth it. Spoiler, for anybody thinking about which character to pull for. But like I said in my other vid, we also get an amazing rogue for free, right? And this one's like at 1,000 attack. She's very powerful as well, but I can tell you right now, Shizu's attack skill, Sakura Torment. like I'm not going to be able to say Sakura. She's one of my favorite characters too. Sakura Torment does so much damage. It's really ridiculous. 257.5% of heroes attack. It's just awesome. It just does so much damage. You can see it. You can see everybody in a circle around her just taking mad damage. It's just really rewarding to throw, right? I don't know how else to say it. Because actually, if we look at Mi Fang's skill, Dragon's Ascension, let's see. Reduces healing effect by 52% and deals damage equivalent to 40% of hero's attack and heals hero for the same amount. So she's not getting nowhere near the same amount of damage across. This girl is relying more on her, her actual basic attack to do damage, because she does have a high attack and she attacks very fast. She can increase her crit with her weapon skill, so she's going to be scoring crits. But as far as her actual skill goes, this is really like a really good self-sustain. This has Plague and Lifesteal on it, so she can block people from receiving heals, and she can do some damage to them, which is really useful in its own right, but it's not the same as having like a nuke to drop. But I run them together. They work really well. This girl's still going to supplement a ton of damage with her basic attack, right? And she's going to be able to plague people and, steal some life from them. So she still does great, right? But I got to say, Shizu is it's just more rewarding to drop that nuke. Sakura Torment, boom. Tons of damage all over the place. It's nice seeing health bars just get cut in half or just completely disappear. So this is my go-to girl, right? And that is why I got that sword for her. I got it out of the shop. It wasn't hard to get. Now I just have to, be patient and level that thing up. I still been running Thea here. She is the one that has the Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning deals 180% of attack. And if you look at other characters, I'm not going to go into it and dig it up, but if you look at other characters, like the Ultimate character, or whatever that tank girl's name is, her Chain Lightning actually scales off of her defense instead of her attack. So that is something that I thought was cool in here. And overall, I dig the system. I like it. And on a small critique, I guess I would have to say the one thing this game is kind of missing right now is like a test dummy. Or maybe I'm just not finding it, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will correct me on it. It would be really nice to have some sort of test dummy set up to try different teams out on, especially in a game like this where they seem to be giving out a ton of characters. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that have, a few characters that they haven't even got a chance to mess with yet, and they're probably just still working on their main squeeze and trying to get their main party powered up so they can, clear content in here. So I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm going to slow down. I'm actually going to start playing around with other characters before I really, start investing time into the ones that are worth it, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing for at least the next few days. I'm just going to be trying out different character combos. I wanted to do a Chain Lightning party where they could just Chain Lightning the shit out of everything. I'm going to have to see how well that works. I'm going to have to see which heroes that I have that can have, Chain Lightning stack up together. So I'm going to try a few different things out, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But all in all, so far, having a wonderful time in this game. It's great. I'm happy all the way around. No sign of greed yet. And that's pretty rare. So, yeah, guys, if I missed anything, let me know. Leave me a comment, or just let me know, how you're enjoying this game so far. Or maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just the luckiest guy in the world, and nobody else had as much luck as me, although I highly doubt it, because this game is on a 5% rate. And from the pulls that I've seen, it reflects that. These featured characters, they took me 2 or 3 of the 10 pulls to get each of the character. And for one of them, I pulled a dupe on my first pull. I pulled an off banner, right? And then 2 pulls later, I got the featured character on that banner. And Shizu, the first featured character I pulled for, she only took me 2 of the 10 pulls to get. Then all the other heroes I got were just from the random tickets that they gave me, and I mean all of the SSR tickets that they've given me. I just did one of them today. So they're just handing out SSR heroes left and right. They must want us to actually enjoy them. So we'll have to see where this game goes, because so far, yeah, this is pretty good. I can recommend this game to anybody to try this thing out. We'll have to see how it goes, though, right? We'll have to see how it goes. Things can always change, but I got a good feeling about this one, and I typically don't say that often. All right, so we'll have to see. I'm keeping an eye out on this one. I mean, shit, I'm in it. I'm grinding it. So I will let you guys know how it goes over here, and hopefully pretty soon I can start just coming out with some of the character review vids, because there is a lot to these characters. There's a lot to their jobs. Now, I'm worried about making like kind of a character review right now, because I haven't even fully sampled any of these characters. Like, so many of their features aren't even unlocked yet. You know, so I can probably do some kind of quick character overview, right? And I probably will. I'll just go over the characters that I actually have, but I'm going to at least run them first and kind of see how they do, which is difficult because you do need to invest into these characters to actually see how well they're doing. You actually do need to spend some resources to level them up. You're not going to get a great idea for how one of these characters functions if you run them underpowered, and you do have to work on their gear. So we're gonna have to see. I mean, for Last Claudia, I have a pretty standard, benchmark setup, right? I run the character to like level 60 or 70, get them to a certain power, and that way I can at least run certain places, and I can see how much their skill kit's doing, what kind of modifiers they're getting. Because those things typically don't change. I mean, sure, everything's going to scale up as your stat scales up, but when you run characters at around the same level, you get a pretty good idea of at least, what kind of modifiers are in their kits. Now, granted, you can stack and add a bunch of things onto those characters to increase their stats even more, but that's, for me, all the more reason to kind of run them naked, right? So with this game, I don't have like a baseline like that, so I need to find. That's why I'm saying like a test dummy would be really nice in this game. And maybe I just don't see where it's at. Maybe I missed it. So if that's the case, I'm sure somebody will let me know, because that would really help out a lot, especially for somebody like me trying to do something like this. So, but good vibes over here, good thoughts. Game's going pretty good so far, and I will see you all later. Well, I probably won't see you. You probably won't see me, but I'm sure you'll hear me. Peace.